All right, we are back. John Delarose here, delarose.com. That's DELARROZ.com. I am a comic writer, and so if you like my reviews and all that, want to support the channel, please head to the links in the description below and check out my books. I'd really appreciate it. Of course, I appreciate everybody who does so far. This is Inferno, the final Jonathan Hickman X-Men, sort of. And here it is. Get the little X on the side, covered by Mark Brooks here, which doesn't really have much of a focal point to it, but has kind of the 3D model look, and that's what you get on this. So I've gone over the Hickman X-Men. This actually takes place I think almost 12 issues after he drops X-Men, somewhere in there. So it's like you have this whole Krakoa setup where there's this island of mutants and all that, and they're all living there, and all this stuff has happened. This really harkens back to the House of X, Powers of 10 storyline that he did to begin the X-Men stuff. You can almost skip all of it. Really not a lot happens except for that beginning one, because the Moira Taggart storyline in that is all that really matters to this. And so it's really a bizarre storyline. These are extra, you get this cool inside thing. All the kind of House of X, whatever, Dawn of X, whatever you want to call it, end up having this kind of design, which is nice. It's kind of a cool matching thing. You got the artist, have different artists on every issue. So we have Valerio Shitty? I don't know. Sorry. And Stefano Caselli on 2 and 3, pretty much. I guess I don't know why they couldn't keep one person on the whole thing. It's pretty generic, modern look to what's going on with the colors and with kind of the layouts and all that. But we find this lab sort of set up, and there's this bad guy as who's out there and trying to hunt down the mutants, I guess, especially Moira Taggart. And they kind of as we learn about this, it looks pretty epic. And here's Mystique dealing with Destiny, who there's these political machinations going on, and you need to know who a lot of these characters are. It's kind of really reference heavy, and there's a lot of just sitting there and talking. You see this generic bland face, not much happening. I mean, it's a really slow read through this, but basically the political stuff's going on that whole island. They're changing council members. They're trying to kick Mystique out, but in doing so, they actually invite Destiny in. There's a whole problem. Emma Frost feels betrayed through the course of this. Mystique feels betrayed over the course of this, and so events get set into motion where they're going to end up selling out Moira Taggart by accident almost. And Nimrod wants to take her down. This is her last life, I guess. So if you haven't known, you have to know the backstory again. She has this past lives where she can redo history herself, and she'll get born again when she dies, so she can kind of fix things. It's kind of odd, and you see again just a lot of just pages of just faces, and not much happening through the course of this. Now they send out a group to go fight against Nimrod and all that, and actually Xavier and Magneto really do most of the action and all this in here. There's not much action, but going out, and they find this guy. They think that they've been trying to destroy that guy because he's going to end up causing problems with the timeline, and these are oversized issues. It's really long, and eventually they stop him, but not really. He's not dead. And they capture Moira Taggart. She becomes a human. They get rid of her mutant gene. So this is going to be her last life. And it kind of just ends. There's really not really much of an epic sort of... the villains escape. And they kind of just go back, and they just are all mad at each other on the council at the end of this. And it's kind of a big fizzle for the Jonathan Hickman run. You in the Fantastic Four, when he did his whole deal with the Avengers, there was a lot of meandering and a lot of world building stuff in it, just like X-Men. to where like there was like some weird stuff, but it all kind of paid off, and they had a pretty epic sweeping thing. This really wasn't that epic sweeping of a thing. And I mean, the art is all right. I mean, it all looks pretty. I mean, that's pretty. It's just that like generic kind of modern style, and because there's too many pages of talking heads, even the bad guys, there's just pages of talking heads. Like, again, these are the same panel, just copied and pasted. Copied and pasted. I mean, it's pretty lazy at the end of the day, and we see this a lot in modern comics. But, you know, it's just not that exciting. And disappointing end to a disappointing run is what I got to say about this. And unfortunately, like, the way he kind of left the X-Men, like, there's no going back. It doesn't feel like a superhero book. I really don't like the direction. It's kind of sad what's been done here. And I'm just ready to wash my hands of it. I probably want to sell all my books here, and I don't see myself going back to X-Men again after this. So thanks for the jumping off point, I guess. Call this like a 6 out of 10. So my average is 7. This is slightly below. I mean, the dialogue's all right, and the storyline's kind of intriguing, like as a concept, but pacing and the lots of talking heads really made it a difficult read for a 4-issue series. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think. Hit that like and subscribe button. We'll be back soon.